I think every artist reaches a point at which they want to depict themselves. I mean, having a cartoonish version of yourself is kinda cool, there is no doubt about it. It does require quite a bit of thinking though, especially if you want to create something truly unique. I mainly make this video so that I have my art progress documented, but also so that younger artists who might struggle with their OCs or online personas could learn based on my experience. If you have any suggestions or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I will make sure to reply as soon as I can. Now, let's get back to the video. I started thinking about my online appearance when I was around 8 years old, at the beginning of my YouTube channel and my journey in Minecraft. Actually, Minecraft is the first thing that got me thinking about how I should look in the first place. At the time, my drawing skills weren't nearly as good, and I didn't even have official Minecraft license, but I still could use skins made by other people, and this is why the first 3 iterations of my online OC were not actually made by me. Unfortunately, I don't know the original authors, you know how that is with Minecraft skins sometimes, so they're gonna be on screen, and if you know who made these, I would be glad to mention them in the comments in case you know that. I'm not gonna spend much time discussing these skins, however, I am gonna mention some of the most important details, as these skins, even though they were made by other people, had a huge impact on my original design later on. The first one I can track, and the one you can see me use in the oldest videos on this channel that are actually still there, it's this Creeper Girl skin. I barely remember why the skin caught my eye in the first place, but I had been using it for quite some time, and it's funny to think about considering my nickname has literally always had Ender in it, but I still had a creeper skin as the first skin. That's kind of the reason I sometimes joke about creepers hating me. I guess I did betray their clan after all. The second one I still hold dearly to my heart, and even remember the nickname I had to use in order to have it. I don't know if that's still the case. Inurak. This is the skin that became the inspiration to the following ones. In fact, I had got it around the time I received my first graphic tablet, so unlike with the Creeper Girl, I have a picture of it that I made myself. It's old and there's definitely a lot to criticize, but I'm still proud of it anyway. It was one of my first pictures in digital after all. Now, I've been using the skin for quite a long time, and I decided to switch to a Light Fury skin at some point. It did stay for long though. I didn't feel comfortable having animal-based skin when all of my previous ones were people. Besides, I got interested in making my own skin, as I had bought an official Minecraft license and could do whatever I please now. It was also around the time I finally decided to put my drawing skills to good use and create myself a proper channel banner and logo, so I guess you could say everything finally got serious. Moving on to me actually drawing, the idea behind this design was to combine all of the things I liked and make them work. Those being the features of an Enderman and a Night Fury, for the most part, all mixed with my real-life appearance, of course. Enderman because my nickname is literally Enderlala and I'm a big fan of Minecraft. It was my first proper game after all. As for the Night Fury, I'm keen on the How to Train Your Dragon series and the franchise as a whole, and I've always enjoyed watching documentaries about dinosaurs as well. So I just like reptiles, generally. Despite thinking of the Night Fury when adding the ears, the tail, and the wings, I still made the skin white, mainly because I like the color more, and it matched incredibly well with the other colors, and yes, it is a white Night Fury and not a Light Fury, because there are more of these ear-like things on the head. Or ears, I guess. And the Enderman features are slightly more subtle, mainly present in purple details like eyes and particles. Though there is another obvious detail being the Ender eye in the middle of the t-shirt. Initially I added it without thinking too much about it, it was just something to fill in the empty space in the middle of the t-shirt. However, later I realized that it looked just like the bracelet charms that are believed to protect from evil eye and stuff like that. I used to buy quite a lot of them when I was in Istanbul a while back. Considering how often I get to deal with jealousy, it was a nice realization to know that I have something like this in my design. In terms of clothes, it's hard to explain. I didn't try to replicate my fashion in real life. In fact, I've never worn anything remotely similar to what my online self has. I think all of these clothes were more so influenced by my desire to have something original, something different. It's the way I usually go about things. What do I want to wear? A t-shirt? Basic. What could make it more interesting? Well, I'm an artist and I often use my gloves to draw, so why not combine the two? That's how I ended up with a long sleeve t-shirt that transitions into gloves. I've never been a big fan of t-shirts with short sleeves anyway. Can I do anything else? Making it shorter could do it. It's like an homage to the Wings Club series. They usually wear something of that sort, and I like this series a lot, so that's nice. I'm not a big fan of shorts, but they looked good combined with the boots. And speaking of the boots, they are also inspired by dragons and even have things at the bottom supposed to represent claws or something of that sort. The overall color scheme is simple: white, purple, and brown with some magenta, cyan, and light gray details. It's not just a common rule to keep your color palette simple, but also very useful when it comes to animation. And I do that. After that, I haven't changed my look as a whole, but I did make some small revisions to it. First of all, I got rid of the big ears. I came to the conclusion that they were too big and looked clunky. The other two pairs, though, are a perfect substitution for human ears. I used to forget to draw human ears anyway, so not having them in the design is kind of funny to me. The other change was the addition of small wing-shaped things on the shorts. They help to make them look more unique and also remind me of butterfly wings. Why butterfly all of a sudden? I'll explain it in a minute. And lastly, I added yellow stripes to my hair. They are meant to represent a bee. Why did I decide to suddenly add a bee element? For the same reason as some butterfly elements. Bees, as well as other insects, are crucial to one of the stories that I have in mind. It's an ambitious project, but I want others to see it one day. That's an homage to that project that is basically impossible to understand to anyone except me for the time being, but honestly, it doesn't matter. The important part is that it looks good, and besides, on the surface, one could say bees are associated with being hardworking, and that's one of the qualities I like in myself. The last version, the one I currently use on my channel, is almost the same as the previous one, except for one thing: the hair. When I started to do the character reference sheet that would include all sides, instead of just the front and the back that I used to have, I realized that my hair didn't make sense. It could not look the way it did, and I had to change it. It was frustrating and I didn't know what to do, but that had to be done. I tried multiple ponytails and buns, but they all were dull and awkward. That's when my mom, my best advisor by the way, all throughout my art journey, she told me to try loose hair. I played around with some shapes and that's what I got. It's not just straight hair, yet the shape is simple and easy to read. The two lines of light hair don't just refer to the same bee theme that I really liked in the previous design, but also it reminds of antenna that all insects have, so that's a win-win. At the end of the day, we have a thoughtful design that tells us as much as possible about the person it refers to. Not everything is obvious, but that wouldn't be nearly as interesting if everything was on the surface, am I right? I've just told you all about it in a relatively short video, but the whole ordeal with the avatar design was happening throughout more than 10 years. I'm incredibly happy to see the final result now, though who knows, I might change something in the future if I need to, but for the time being I'm more than satisfied. I used to think that my skin should be created once and never change, so I spent lots of time working on the design, scared that I might forget something, but that's the wrong way to go about it. If you have the same perfectionist mentality about these things, please don't. These skins and avatars can and should change as time goes on. People do so as well, after all. And well, I guess that's all I have to say for now. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, smash the like button and subscribe to see more videos in the future. Have a great day!